Hey there, Leo. Welcome to your tarot card forecast for 2019. 2019 is one of those years where everything changes. You'll look back and go, oh yeah, 2019, that's when ... Welcome, Leo, to your tarot card reading for the year of 2019. I'm going to give it to you straight. I'm a Leo too. So you've got a heavy-hitting reading here for 2019. So where to start? If you look at the way I've laid out the cards here, what I've laid out is the 12 houses of the zodiac, starting at the far left with the Two of Swords and going all the way around. So we have each of the 12 houses represented, and then I've also put the planets across the cards. So if you look at what we call the angles in astrology, which is the first 4, 7, and 12th houses, you have some pretty heavy-duty cards there. You have the Two of Swords, you have the Death card, you have the Lovers card, and you have the King of Wands, or the King of Rods. So there's a lot of change happening in 2019, especially with Uranus moving into the 10th house. It's moving from the 9th into the 10th in March of next year, 2019. So there's a lot of shakeup. So even though a lot of the other planetary stuff is not angular, I think bringing the cards in is showing that it's time for change, and I think it's time for change for a lot of other signs besides Leo. But yes, it's a heavy-hitting year. So let's dive into it here. Okay, so the Two of Swords in the first house is talking about a decision that you have to make, that you're putting off this decision. We also have a Two of Pentacles in the 11th house. So once again, that's kind of showing that there's like, you're juggling a couple of different things, and you're trying to do both at the same time, but eventually you're going to have to make a decision, and you're going to have to move one way or the other. Once again, this is echoed with the Lovers card in the 7th house. So this is about relationships, whether they're personal relationships, business relationships, any other kind of relationships. There's a relationship decision that needs to be made in 2019. It could have to do with your partner, your romantic partner, your household partner, since we have the Death card in the 4th house. Now, to kind of soften the blow, or to what can help you with all of this, like things are building up and I have to make a decision, and I don't want to make a decision, but I have to make a decision. You have Jupiter in the 5th house, so that's right next to the Death card there in the 4th house with the Chariot card. So the Chariot card brings success, and you have Jupiter there, so that's success. So what's this 5th house about? This 5th house is about creative expression and taking a risk. So this might have something to do with your career. Like, I think there could be a career shakeup with Uranus up there at the coming into your 10th house in the spring in 2019. But with the King of Rods there, that's good. The King of Rods within the 10th house is very supportive. This means how to handle matters in this house. And with that being a fire card there, the King of Rods, this is kind of about like reinvention, and you also have an ace right next to it in the 9th house, which is your visionary and forward facing house, the big horizons, what you're looking toward. So you do have some new ideas. You've got some new ideas bouncing around in your head. You may have some new offers coming up with the Lovers card, talking about partnership. Like I said, this could be about business partnerships. So, just be ready to take a risk and put your creativity and put yourself into any of these decisions that come up. This is kind of a point for you to really consider yourself highly, since these partnerships are in flux and changing. you know, if you key into too much into what the other person wants, this is not going to work out for you. You need to be a little bit, quote unquote, selfish or self-centered so that you can make these decisions. What else do I see? So Leo, so while there's a lot of go, 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 in terms of change here, and a lot of change that you're just going to have to deal with, there's also a couple of points where it's might be worth your while to pause and take your time. And so those points are in the 6th house, which has to do with your daily routine and your health. This is where you have Saturn. So Saturn is one of these planets that tells us to take our time, to put in the hard work, to you know, own up to what we've done and fix whatever needs fixing and all that kind of stuff. And Pluto has been going through this house of deep transformation for you since 2008. And then we also have the nodes, the South Node here in 2019 and 2020. So that's a pause point where it's like for your daily routine and, like I said, your health and how that feeds into your health. That's a point where it's like you really need to consider that carefully. Slow down, take your time if you need to. If you need to slow your day-to-day routine or move some things around so that you can get stuff that supports your health into your daily routine, that is highly advised. Also, we have the 2nd house and the 8th house. We have the moon card and the star card, and with the star we have the planet Neptune. So that planet Neptune and the moon are kind of reflecting each other, where this 2nd 8th house axis is where there's a lot of confusion and misunderstanding and nebulousness and just not knowing which way to turn. So that may have to do with that 2 of Swords there in the 1st house, where you need to make a decision. So the 2nd 8th house axis is about money and how you value yourself and what's important to you, and also when you interface with other people and what other people bring to you. That's that 8th house stuff, like how you become entangled with other people, or some of your deep-seated fears and your subconscious stuff that gets wrapped up with other people and projections and all that relationship stuff kind of gets pulled in a little bit with this 8th house. And we have the star there, so that's a great card. That's a card of being able to renew yourself and constantly be inspired and you know, just recharging those batteries and being able to be visionary and all of that. But we've got Neptune there, so it's kind of like it's interfering with the signal, so to speak. So you've got like a cell phone signal that's cutting out on you all the time, and you could only hear every other word. So as far as, like I said, that's a pause point. That's a pause point where you might want to work on figuring out how you can listen to what the universe, your higher self, your inner self, your intuition, whatever you want to call it, speaks to you. Because you have the 9 of Cups in the 12th house. So, you know, that's saying that if you really want to work on those kind of things, if you want to do the inner work, then you will be successful, because all you have to do is ask and you shall receive. So Leo, I'd like to wrap up with the last couple cards we haven't talked about yet. So we have the 9 of Pentacles in the 3rd house. So I think this means that you need to surround yourself in an environment or around people that have the same goals as you, which in this case with the Knight of Pentacles means that, you know, you're looking to earn money, you're looking to build security, you're looking to build long-lasting foundations. So you need to find environments and people that are going to support that for you. And what else haven't we? I think that's the only card we have not talked about, other than the center card, which is Rock Bottom from Colette Baron Reid's Enchanted Map Oracle. And so once again, that's emphasizing this idea that you have come to the end of the line on certain things, like big time, and there's no whitewashing that. So the only way to go is up, but you've got to cut the dead weight. The stuff that's not working, the people that aren't supporting, the environments that aren't supporting, they have to go, and it's going to take a little bit of risk taking in that 5th house with the Chariot and Jupiter. But with the Chariot and Jupiter there, it's, you know, you're gonna make it. You're gonna make it. There might be some trial and error involved with that Page of Swords, but yes, that dead weight has got to be cut, and that is your key to 2019. If you'd like to order your own personalized reading using your own unique astrology chart plus a tarot card spread, click the link in the description. I'd love to see what your 2019 holds for you.